Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mengy. Welcome to the Moto Mengy channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new, then welcome back. It's a hot summer day today, about 93 degrees outside. Yet I'm riding in my jacket and gloves, jeans and boots, because today I want to discuss the topic of ATGATT. Now, for those who don't know, ATGATT stands for all the gear all the time in the motorcycle community. And it's somewhat of a controversial subject in some ways, because there are people who ride in t-shirts and minor helmets or no helmets at all. And then there are other people who ride in all the gear, like high-end gear, like full face helmet, body armor, Kevlar pants, the whole 9 yards. And then there are people who are in between. You see a lot of Harley riders in particular who aren't ATGATT. Part of that is because of, you know, the Harley culture, you know, the Harley look that Harley riders are going for. And honestly, that's where I was when I started riding motorcycle. I started on cheap Kawasaki's, but by the time I had a job and could afford a real bike, or a better, okay, let me rephrase that. By the time I could afford a better bike, I bought a Harley Sportster. And for many years, I just wore a cheap leather, fake leather jacket, not even real leather, but fake leather. I would ride in jeans, even torn up jeans for that fact. I'd ride in t-shirts and long sleeve shirts, you know, thin shirts most of the time. I'd only wear jackets when it was cold. I never wore gloves except if it was winter time. You know, gloves were to keep my hands warm. They weren't for protection at all. And my helmet was what you would call a peanut helmet. A peanut helmet? A beanie helmet? It was a little thin plastic thing I got at a motorcycle flea market. I mean, it wasn't even DOT approved. It came with a fake DOT sticker you put on the back, and that's how DOT approved it was. I was the opposite of ATGATT for a long time, honestly. I didn't get my first DOT approved helmet until, like, I've been riding for 10 or more years. And a lot of people might think that was dangerous or irresponsible or stupid, but truthfully, I was, you know, all my friends had Harleys, everyone I knew rode Harleys. No one I knew was ATGATT. I mean, they just weren't. I didn't know a single person that wore a full face helmet for many years. And I guess when you ride Harleys and ride amongst other Harley people a lot, that happens. No, he's turning. Nice turn signal, Jeep guy. I have to admit, I am still not an ATGATT rider. But the older I get, the more ATGATT I become. I'm definitely trending towards ATGATT over time. Like, for example, I wore work boots for like 30 years. For most of the time I was riding motorcycles, I'd buy Carolinas or Timberlands, and you know, they're comfortable boots, so they were nice, you know, for walking around in and stuff. But they're not riding boots. They say they're waterproof, but they're not waterproof when you're going down the highway at 60 miles an hour. Water gets through them, gets down your pant leg, all kind of stuff. I didn't buy a real riding boot until about 4 years ago or so, maybe 5 years ago. My brother and I were out in California, and we came to a stop sign or something, and I put my foot down and my sole came right off the boot, or it separated from it. My boot just literally like tore apart. It was a Harley dealer near Fresno, California, but I forget which dealer it was. We went to the nearest Harley dealer and I bought a pair of Harley riding boots. They were really the first true pair of riding boots I had ever bought. Now, honestly, I liked my Carolinas better than my Harley boots. The Harley boots were fine. They had vents in them you could open up for your feet to breathe, but they weren't extremely comfortable to walk in, or even to wear for that matter. They were okay, but they didn't last long either. They fell apart after a couple years. They started separating and seams came apart. They weren't cheap either, so I was kind of upset about that. So when I bought this new Goldwing about a year and a half ago, my Harley boots were falling apart. I decided it was time to buy a new pair of riding boots, because literally the sole was coming off the Harley boot too. I think I'm tough on boots. So I went down, my girlfriend and I went down to Revzilla in Philadelphia. They're a motorcycle riding apparel store. You might see them on YouTube too. They have a channel, they review gear and stuff. But we went down to Revzilla. Until that point, I'd only really looked at Harley riding gear for the most part, because I was a Harley rider. But once I got this Goldwing, I decided, well, I shouldn't be buying Harley gear anymore. So we went to Revzilla. I'm gonna park down here out of the way. I'm here at Giant in Kutztown buying some groceries. You know what? I'll pause the motovlog here, go in and do my shopping, and I'll come back out and continue. We must be like the Mandalorian. Wear our masks at all time, never take them off.
A few moments later.
This is where the Mennonite park their horse and buggies. Never thought of parking my motorcycle there. So when I bought the Goldwing and I needed to get new boots, I went down to Revzilla and bought my first set of real, true motorcycle riding boots. I have these Alpine Star boots. I'll show a picture of them here or somewhere. And I have to tell you, these Alpine Star boots were one of the best purchases I ever made from my motorcycle gear. They're freaking awesome. They're very comfortable. They're Gore-Tex, so they're waterproof. I mean, they're really waterproof. I can stand in puddles and streams and stuff and my feet don't get wet. They breathe nice. My feet don't really sweat in them too much. I just like them all around. So I've been wondering lately if it's time for me to start buying some real motorcycle gear. Like these gloves, for example. They're Harley gloves. They're okay. They're comfortable. But I don't think they would do very well in a going down situation. There's not much to them. And I have to wonder now, since I like the Alpine Star riding boots so darn much, would actual riding gloves be the same improvement, you know? Would I like them a lot more than these Harley gloves too? As far as riding jackets go, I've only ever owned Harley riding jackets. Well, my first riding jacket was a cheap fake leather jacket I got at a flea market. I wore that for many years. If I'd ever gone down in that jacket, I would have been shredded, but then eventually I bought my first Harley jacket, and I've had a couple Harley riding jackets over the years, but none of them had armor in. None of them were made of special material or anything. They were more for show than go, I'm pretty sure. Now this is a Harley riding jacket. Yes, I still ride my Honda Goldwing wearing a Harley riding jacket. What can I say? It's what I have. And I haven't got around to buying a new jacket yet, but I'm thinking about doing it soon. I'd like to get like a mesh jacket, like a full mesh jacket for riding in warm weather. This jacket has vents that come out all through here that are mesh that help a lot in warm weather. But I have to say, on this 92 degree day, this Harley jacket is pretty hot. Once I'm moving, it's not terrible, but I'm still sweating in it. Ah. Way to put grass on the road. Good job. So I need to look at riding jackets and riding pants for that matter. I've always rode in jeans or cargo pants even. I've never had a true pair of riding pants ever. I've never bought them yet. I've been thinking about it for a while now though. I had a friend, well I have a friend I talked to that rides a BMW, a GSR, and he says buying a good pair of riding pants makes a big difference, like in comfort. And I kind of like to experience that, I think. What's happening to me gradually over time is that I'm trending more and more ATGATT. I do still ride without gloves once in a while. I've got a few comments on my videos already from people asking me where my gloves are. And yeah, I got them on today, even though it's hot. I only wore them because I'm talking about ATGATT, so I wanted to have my gloves on. But normally I wouldn't wear them on a day like this because it's hot out. But I should wear them. And the older I get, the more I'm leaning towards wearing my gear all the time. I'm sure that will make Dan the fireman proud. He's always saying how ATGATT is important. And when I was younger, I didn't care. You know, riding t-shirts and torn jeans, why not? But the saying goes, there are two kinds of riders. Those that have gone down and those that will go down. And I have come close a few times. I've narrowly avoided accidents by the skin of my teeth. It could have been very bad. Truthfully, I think if I had better riding gear, more appropriate riding gear, I probably would be ATGATT. Like if I had a good summertime jacket, I'd wear it all the time in the warm weather. If I had good riding pants with vents in them, I'd probably wear them all the time. If I had decent gloves that were summer gloves, even vented, more comfortable riding gloves, I'd probably wear them even on hot days. The gear does make a difference. I'm finding that out slowly. Like these boots, these Alpine Star boots, I love them. I wear them, I don't care how hot it is, I'm wearing them and they're great. And the helmet, you know, I have this 3/4 open face helmet now. It's a real DOT approved helmet. And I like it a lot, it's very comfortable. Here in Pennsylvania, we aren't required to wear a helmet, it's optional, it's your choice. But I do wear my helmet all the time. I have friends that don't, you know, it's their choice, it's okay. That's why I bought this white helmet actually, because white's more visible, you know, safer. My brother and my girlfriend make fun of me for wearing a white helmet, how it looks not cool or whatever. And I'm fine with that, whatever, I don't care. To me, safety is more important than looking cool, I guess. And that didn't used to be so with me. I used to care more about looks on the bike. But now I care more about safety. Maybe that just comes with age, you know, wisdom. Maybe the older I get, the more I realize that safety is more important than looks. So am I an ATGATT rider? No, I'm not. Will I be in time? Yeah, probably. I think I'm going that direction. I think once I get good riding gear, newer, better riding gear, I'll probably become ATGATT. So are you an ATGATT rider? Leave a comment down below if you want to. State your opinion on the matter. Do you ride ATGATT? Do you not ride ATGATT? Do you wear some of the gear some of the time? Do you think it's not a big deal? Well, that's where I'll end this motovlog. So thanks for watching, everyone. Hit the like button if you liked the video. Hit the dislike button if you didn't like the video. Be safe. Wear your gear if that's your choice. And see you next time. Take care.